Hello, darling. Okay, if I was any more passionate about this topic, I think your computer would explode as you're watching this. So I'm gonna try my best to like hold it together. But this is my favorite, okay, honestly, I have like a jillion favorite topics. But this shit is amazing. How do you find your people? How do you find your people? It is probably one of the most crucial things that you do as you develop as an entrepreneur, as you sell yourself, as you develop the confidence to be who you are, to sell yourself with ease, find your people. Now, some people would say, and they are fair to say, that's easier said than done. Well, I have done it. I am proud of myself, and I'm going to share it with you, okay? When I was 24, I didn't know any other entrepreneurs other than my amazing mama, okay, who's a marketing coach. Now, I remember distinctly when I was 24 reading in a book, because I read amazing, amazing books, okay? When I was 24, I remember reading in a book. So weird. I remember reading in a book, you have to meet 100 people in the area. Whatever you want to be, meet 100 people in that area so you can be that thing, okay? Now, I thought that was pretty good advice. Meet the people that you want to become. And I was working on my entrepreneurial career. I was sort of shifting my focus from one-on-one coaching to building more passive and more leveraged assets and offerings. And so I decided to go on a crazy quest where I was going to interview and meet. Well, obviously got to meet them if you're going to interview them. I was going to meet and interview 100 entrepreneurs before I turned 25, blog about them, befriend them, have conversations and connect with them. Now, I every day think about a conversation, one of these conversations that I had. Now, I turned 25, I got around 51 or so. And then past that, my world just exploded with entrepreneurs. I stopped counting how many I had interactions with. But I went from on my Facebook page, you'd scroll and you'd see like, oh, Jennifer got a new pair of shoes, to Maureen just acquired this new franchise, or, it went from the superficialities of social media to scrolling through inspiring, moving, exciting stories for people that I knew and cared about who were doing remarkable things. Now, I feel super at home in New York. And one reason I feel super at home in New York is because you got a shitload of entrepreneurs, you got weirdos, you got artists, you got people who are hustling, people who are passionate, people who love life. Those are my people, okay? And every person has a different group of people who they consider their people, right? For me, people who are excited and engaged and passionate, I don't care if you're passionate about, like, literally if you're like, you make keys, okay, amazing. But if you're passionate about it, I would love to be in your world, and I would love to invite you into my world. So finding your people is not just about, having friendships. Like, oh yes, it's definitely delightful to have friendships with people that you respect and love and admire. But we all know the saying that you become who you're around. You're the average of the 5 people you're hanging around with most. That could not be more true. When you do group projects at school, way back in elementary school, high school even, did you ever notice that when the group is very enthusiastic, you become very enthusiastic? When the group is like, oh, whatever, we'll do it whenever we have a chance. Like, I hate this, I hate school, blah, blah. It's human nature to take on the behaviors, attitudes, actions of the people around us. It's a social thing, social mirroring, right? So we want to rig the game for ourselves so that we are hanging around people that we consider to be our people. Now, this doesn't mean curating just people who agree with you, think the same things as you. Absolutely not. But you have to have, just like you have to have standards when it comes to your clients, just like you're not going to say yes to everyone who wants to work with you, you're not going to say yes to everyone who wants to be in your world. Not everyone deserves to be part of your constellation of humans that you're going to care for, check in with, have conversations with, meet up with, share your life goals, dreams, travel with, hang out with. Not every person is self-aware, is engaged in what they're doing. Not every person is who you would like to become. So without further ado, I'm going to share with you a document that means a lot to me, because those people that I interviewed went from mentors to what I call friendtors. Remarkable people that inspire me to this day, that mentor me to this day, that I build collaborations with to this day. Absolutely, you will never regret an investment in other humans. The best investment you can make. They are walking encyclopedias of life experiences. So I'm going to share my screen with you now, and we are going to have a look at my people audit, okay? These are 21 questions. 21 questions that will help you decide who deserves to be in your life. And not just about deserves to be. Who do you want to be? Who do you want to be? Who you hang around with is a pretty clear indicator of who you are becoming and who you will become, okay? So we are going to zoom in here. And I'm gonna go through these questions with you. These are the kinds of questions, and feel free if you have any other questions that you tend to ask when you're deciding who gets to be involved in your life or not, add them. Think about these things when you make a new connection. When and really you are active, take responsibility for who you allow to spend your time with. Like, not everyone who messages you and says let's get coffee is someone you want to get coffee with, and that's 100% okay. We're going to talk about how to say no confidently without feeling guilty. It's a kind of no that's worth saying to people who, take away from you, who hurt you, who do not respect your boundaries, who shouldn't be in your life, right? So when you're deciding who should be in your life, ask these questions. Let's go through them together, okay? First one, do I want to be like this person? If I become this person in 10 years, will I be happy, okay? So, and this goes to when you take advice from people too, do you want the same outcomes as this person? If not, be careful about their advice. Definitely filter it through your own filtration, your own common sense, your own sensibilities about life. Yeah, definitely. Don't ever everything can be learned from, but do not listen to everyone. Listen to the people that you want to be like, okay? So when you're deciding, do I want to be like this person in 10 years? Okay, 2, does this person believe in possibilities in life? Do they know that more, different, better is possible? Not everyone is in the mentality of understanding that they make their own reality. If they don't understand that they make their own reality, a lot of the time, they act like victims, that the world is being done to them. Guess what? You get in there. You be an active participant in your own life and create the reality you want. Reality is negotiable. So I have no time for complainers. I have no time for people who, feel that they have no moves to make. You have moves to make, and I want to be around other people who know that they have power in this game. It's the kind of thing you decide. It's not the kind of thing that you're given. Yes, definitely some people have more privilege in society just based on who they were born as, where they were born, but I don't care who you are, you're not out the running. You have something valuable to give. So I want to hang around with people who know that there are possibilities in life. That's crucial. Next, does this person complain a lot? Or do they talk in terms of action and progress? Do they feel empowered and responsible for creating their life? Okay? Now, there's absolutely a difference between someone sharing their vulnerabilities with you, sharing their sensitivities with you, sharing their traumas with you, versus complaining is when you create negativity from within, okay? We are all translators of experience. We have an experience. We go to the store and there's a long lineup, okay? Do you decide to say, awesome, this gives me a chance to, pause on my crazy busy day and just stand and chill and reflect? Or are you the one who says, oh, there's always a line, this sucks, right? If you're creating negativity from within you, darling, get as far away from me as possible, because I don't have space in my life for that. We live on this planet way too few years to spend that time creating negativity from within. So if you are a positive person, if you're a person who is able to create joy from within, no matter what the scenario is, Darling, I would love to have you in my life. Next, 4. This is a fun one. Would I want to be trapped on a desert island with this person? If the answer is no, don't spend time with them. It's okay. It is so okay. I have people who want to hang out with me, and I say, you know what? I'm really busy. It's not going to work right now. With love, okay? That's better for you and it's better for them. 5, does this person know things that I want to know? Can they teach me something? Am I excited by their brain? There are some relationships that feel like they're one way. You're doing all the giving, all the teaching, all the helping, all the loving, all the checking in. If you're putting everything in and you're not getting it in return, if you don't feel inspired, excited, moved, interested in what this person thinks, you become what you think. Quality of your thinking determines the quality of your life. If you're not interested in what this person thinks and you're not excited by their brain, darling, move on. There are over 7 billion people in this world, and a lot of them are so fascinating you could sit down and have 8 hours of conversation with them. This morning I was so lucky I talked to my friend Andrew. He's a new entrepreneur friend. We both had an appointment we had to go to, but we could have talked for forever because he has so much to teach me. I have so much to teach him. It was beautiful, okay? Next, number 6. What kind of content does this person consume most? Now, it's a really interesting question, right? I can tell a lot by the kinds of entertainment someone watches, kind of TV they watch. Now listen, I must say, and if this means you have to cut me out of your life, I will understand, darling. I love me some trashy reality TV shows. For me, I find it hard. I love my work, and it's hard for me to turn my brain off. And the one way I get to is I just say, okay, let's see what's on MTV. I'm going to watch something trashy. But what is the majority of the content that this person consumes most? Who do they look up to? Who do they allow to influence them? Do they read? Or it's okay if that's not your primary way of getting information. Do they watch documentaries? Do they consume stuff that improves who they are? Are they interested in self-improvement? It has, the extent to which someone's interested in self-improvement often corresponds or correlates to the extent to which they are self-aware. You need to know that you exist and that you can improve to be interested in this kind of self-help work. And these people are the most incredible, assets, friends to have on your side, because what they're consuming enriches them. And it's like osmosis. By virtue of your relationship, it impacts you. What content do they consume most? 7. Is this person living the life they want? Do they feel stuck and trapped, believing that they have to just accept things as they are now? If they feel stuck and trapped, it's okay. Listen, 0% of this is judgment. It's all the simple strategic realization that we become who we're around. So it's okay. I felt stuck at points in my life. I'm sure we all have. But are they chronically stuck and unwilling to make changes in themselves? If they are, then you don't want to take that on. You don't want it to be codependent. You don't want to be, you don't want them to suck and leech the life and energy out of you because they're not helping themselves. So if they're not living the life they want, or they're not working towards it, you might want to let them go. 8. Does this person respect my boundaries? Or do they make you feel guilty for needing or wanting what you need or want? If they make you feel guilty every time you want to hang out with someone else, if they don't respect your boundaries, if you say, listen, I really can't right now, and they push, goodbye, okay? Now, I'll just say this. What happens if this person that you want to get away from is in your family, you work closely with them? That's often the case. If you can't cut the bad, and people aren't bad, but their energy and their vibes and their, the way they think about things can be negative. If they have that effect on you and you cannot remove them from your life, or you can't, then distance, detach. And if you can't do those things, then I want you to add in more good, okay? If you can't get rid of someone in your life, then find 10, 20, 50 people who light you up and lift you up, and just spend more time with those people. The influence of those People who hurt you and don't respect your boundaries will be diminished when you have other support, okay? 9, do I admire this person? Am I inspired by their life and their work? One person that I often hang out with most is my older sister. I love who she is as a person. She's self-aware, smart, good-hearted, always challenging herself, always working to improve. I love that about her. I admire her. And my mom, I admire her. Yes, I'm inspired by their life and their work, and they're worth spending time with. 10, boop. Does this person want for me what I want for myself? Or, you ready for this one? Are they threatened by my success? Are they happy for me when I tell them something good? Or do they sort of say, oh, that's great, and not actually care, not actually want good for you? Generally comes from anxieties and insecurities and scarcity feelings within themselves. It's not about you, but they can really change the way you feel about your accomplishments, and make you want to be smaller and show less of yourself and be less, dim your shine, be less great, to make them feel more comfortable with you. When you're around other people who are making big moves and doing big things, they will cheer you on. They will bring you up, okay? They will applaud for you. So if they are threatened by your success, lovingly wish them well. You can love people from far. They might not be the best person to spend your time with. 11, this is so important. Is this person self-aware? Listen, I absolutely unequivocally have flaws. I would love to be more organized. I would love to be a better listener. There are lots of things that I understand that I need to improve on, and I'm actively working on. I must say, for these flaws, I am a very self-aware person. Since the age of 13, I've been writing poetry. I've been, journaling. I've been trying to understand the experiences I have in the world and processing different experiences. As a result, I know myself and I understand myself. There's always more to learn, of course, but I'm a self-aware person. And as a result, I don't take things personally very often. I don't get angry very often. It helps me to be good to other people that I'm self-aware. It helps me to accept other people that I accept myself, So is this person self-aware? It's one of the most crucial things. Next, when I have a conversation with this person, do I leave feeling uplifted or depressed? Good or bad about myself in the world, okay? If you leave, and this, the funny thing is, okay? It seems sort of obvious. Like, if this person makes me feel shitty about myself, don't spend time with them. And yet, sometimes these people are the best friends that we grew up with. Sometimes they are a sibling. Sometimes they are, a family member, our bosses. Sometimes they're so deeply ingrained and meshed in our lives that it's sort of difficult to realize how intensely their ways of being affect us. But if you leave feeling drained, depressed, that things are impossible, then have the self-love, darling. Have the respect, the love, the dignity in yourself to let go a bit. To let go. Number 13, I love this one. Is this person generally peaceful, grateful, and happy? Happiness is a choice. This is 0% saying that, people with depression or chronic mental health challenges are in any way inferior. Absolutely not. But there is a certain point at which we can choose gratitude. Gratitude is a choice. It's not like, I won the lottery, therefore I have to be grateful. It's like, gratitude is a choice. Happiness is an achievement. Happiness is a skill. Joy is a curation of thoughts, and it's an achievement. And so choosing to be around people who make goodness from within, who make happiness, who make positivity, is a wonderful choice. 14, I love this one. Does this person truly see the best parts of me and admire me? Do they know me? Okay, guys, I'm gonna tell you a little bit of a personal story right here. I think it'll be useful. I remember I was on a date with a dude once, and The moment that I realized, like, I do not, like, this was just a casual thing. We only went out a few times. But when I realized that I don't want to go out with him is when I realized I don't think this person even knows that I'm funny. I don't even think this person knows that I have a business. Two things that are so fundamental to who I am. Like, I'm a crazy, freaking, silly, funny, redheaded Scorpio, freaking Canadian ass, Drake loving, artist, entrepreneur, whatever, right? This person didn't even know. I just remember sitting in his living room thinking, he was just talking. And I was watching his face and I was thinking, this person doesn't even know that I'm funny. And he hasn't really cared, like, taken the time to get to know who I am truly at heart. And so, goodbye, darling, 15. Does this person check in and ask, how are you, and really care about the answer? I bless these people who ask you, how are you feeling? For me, that's the most loving question. Someone that cares about you, say, how are you feeling? More than how are you, and expecting a good, fine, whatever. How are you feeling? That can be so meaningful. Do they actually, is it all about them? Is it all about me, me, me? Or do they actually care about you? Next, does this person have the habits I want for myself? Your habits become your life. So if they're a person that doesn't share the kind of habits that you want to cultivate for yourself, I'm not saying that itself is grounds for cutting them off. But just keep in mind that the closer you are to them, the more they can influence you. And if they have shitty habits, they smoke, drink, do drugs all the time. They, whatever. This is not to judge, but it's just saying, listen, everyone will have an effect and an imprint on your life. What kinds of people do you want to allow to influence you? Does this person drain my energy or give me energy? Does this person have what I want for myself? Does this person think that the world is good and that people are good, or do they give people the benefit of the doubt? I love people who give people the benefit of the doubt. I love people who have the generosity within themselves to believe that the world is good, to believe that people are generally good. Listen, there's no proof for this. It's a naive way of looking at the world, perhaps. But how does it affect your interactions with other people when you give people the benefit of the doubt? When you believe that people are generally good, that's what you put out. Cynicism, believing that people are bad, that people are just assholes. I hate people. I don't like people. For me, those are all red flags, because the way that you see other people is often the way that you see yourself. If you say other people are snakes, something in you, and I'm not saying, listen, like, you can look at a particular political figure and say, you know what, I think that person's a bigot. I don't like that person. That's fine. But if you generally think that other people are jerks and they're just screwing you over, it may have to do with your experiences and, the person that you are becoming. And so you want to surround yourself with people who see goodness where they look. It's a choice. It's a choice, guys. We have so much information that we curate. We interpret the world around us. Someone bumps into us and we decide, did they accidentally just fall, which is fine, or are they being rude? If your impulse is to always say that person's just a jerk, or flip people off in traffic and don't give them the benefit of the doubt, think, hey, maybe they're rushing home to their, pregnant wife, or maybe they're, they've had a stressful day. If you don't give people the benefit of the doubt, then that speaks about you. And I love people who give people the benefit of the doubt. I love people who, this is not to say that if people fuck you over, you don't say, you know what, like, I'm going to make a different decision in terms of my relationship with this person going forward. Absolutely. Trust people until they give you a reason not to trust them. And then, shift your boundaries accordingly. 20 and 21. We're done. Can we collaborate on life and work projects? I love that one. And do I like and respect who I am with this person? Do I like and respect who I am? Because we are different people with different people. Something with the cocktail of chemistry just brings different things out in us. Sometimes it triggers us. Sometimes it makes us anxious. Sometimes we have this energy that just it flows and it sparks and it's beautiful. Do you like who you are with this person? So, my dear, that is my people audit. I have found it super useful to have pre-qualifying questions in my brain when thinking about, is this person worth investing my time and energy in? You will find that the more you find your people, the more you can be yourself, the more you accept and love yourself because they accept and love you. You don't have to hide things. You don't have to be what you're not. You don't have to be fake. You don't have to be pushy with anything. You just be exactly who you are because they get you. It's a beautiful feeling. Don't be scared to reach out and connect. Other people badly want to meet you. They want to be your friend. They want to be in your life. They are scared. You know that expression, like, what you say to little kids with bugs, like, the bugs are more scared of you than you are of them. Other people are more scared of you than you are of them. So break the ice. Have a conversation. Some people are going to be friends. Some people are not. Some people are going to have chemistry. Some people are not. It's totally fine. It's not a personal thing, but it's absolutely worthwhile to find your people. It can absolutely change your life, change your possibilities for yourself. So my darling, go reach out, go connect, and think really carefully and really strategically about who deserves to be in your life. Okay, darling.